introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you and your teaching?
Sure. My name is Nodia Mena, and I work at UNCG. I have been working at UNCG for about 5 years now, and I teach Spanish. Um, uh, Now, recently, I have been teaching other classes. I have taught a class for the honors college, and it is about the Garifuna culture. This semester, I also taught another class for the languages, literatures, and cultures, and it was about social issues from a global perspective, and another one that has to do with joy and culture.
Great. And so, speaking about culture and your own Garifuna identity, today we're going to talk about the role of identity in the classroom. So, at the same time, we're going to be playing a game where I'm going to be using clue words that you're going to try to guess what's behind you.
Okay.
All right. So, what steps do you take to bring your identity into the classroom as an instructor? And how often does that open up the floor for more inclusive learning?
Well, the thing about it is, I don't think about it. It is something that, since I feel so passionate about teaching, it comes out naturally. The first thing I do, for example, is come in the classroom, say hello to everybody, and then we play this dynamic game where I ask students about their ups and lows, for example, just to kind of open up a dynamic conversation. And students seems to like that a lot. And since they like it, they seem to be more receptive to what's gonna happen, with the lesson. And just bringing my passion, it can be perceived right away that coming into the classroom and talking to my students makes me really happy, and it kind of makes the environment more, friendly and dynamic.
Great. And are there specific things that you do to move your students to bring aspects of their own identities into the classroom as well?
Well, with that, sometimes it could be a little bit challenging because students don't want to feel that they're being judged by another student, and it's a little bit tricky. So what I do is I start with myself first. I talk to them about who I am, what motivates me to learn, what my own identity is. I'm very proud of my Garifuna identity, and so I have found that when I go through that process, it makes the students feel a lot more comfortable, and they share. It starts with sharing a little bit, and then eventually, slowly, it moves towards sharing more details about themselves.
Great. So it sounds like oftentimes you're moving with the rhythm of the class and improvising, but do you ever choreograph activities that specifically deal with student identities?
What we do is for them to write response papers, and they have to bring those response papers to the classroom, and I don't give them any prompts. Like, they have to speak about what they understood from the particular text. And in speaking about what they understood, they have to reflect. And the reflection has to go around their understanding as far as their own experiences is concerned. So I don't know if that qualifies.
That's great. So sometimes it can be cha-cha challenging to be open and vulnerable in the classroom. So what are some things, you're obviously very comfortable doing this, but for faculty and others who might not be as comfortable, what can we do to lead with confidence in those moments?
You have to be true to yourself, right? And the students have to, as a faculty member, you have to put yourself in that situation where students understand that you are a human being just like them. You have to, but what I do is, if there is something that I did wrong and the students are not understanding a topic because I haven't made it clear and they ask questions, I acknowledge that I made a mistake. I acknowledge if I didn't have time to make the clarification, I'll let them know. It is my fault that I didn't do this in a way that could probably have explained it in a more clearer way. I take it and then let me explain it to you in a more detailed way so that you can understand. And I check in with the students a lot as well. I ask them if there is something that they're not understanding to let me know. But I always try to put myself in that situation. I am just a human being just like you. There will be moments where I will make a mistake, and it is okay. I am approachable at that point. It is okay for you to tell me that there is something you don't understand and you want me to expand more on it.
Great. And are there any specific examples of moments where a student performed in a particular way that stood out to you, or surprised you in the way that they were inclusive or inclusive of their identity in the classroom?
Absolutely. I have an example with a student who is going through a transition. So he's going through a gender transition, and the person was open in the classroom about it. And not only was the person open about it, but he kind of, I had the sense that the person understood that they were in a position of underprivileged per se, and the person kind of disclosed to me that they were able to understand other people, even though it was not the same situation, which was the gender transition, but she was able to understand other students when they were feeling not included in certain spaces. So it was that moment where the student revealed that although that person may look a certain way, inside they could relate to people who are going to difficult moments or oppressive situations. It was more of a relatable kind of thing. That was awesome.
Great. All right. Do you have any guess as to what images are playing behind you?
Do I have a guess?
Yeah.
Students?
Do you want me to give you some of the clue words?
Yes.
Okay. Steps, move, floor, rhythm, choreography, cha-cha-cha.
Dancing!
Perfect. Nodia, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Of course.
Rolling.
All right. Hola, Nodia.
Hola, Adam.
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 Off to a good start. Yeah.
I was perplexed. That's all it was.